What's going on, people, and welcome back to the channel. This is a new one today. I've been recently getting into ice hockey, NHL, from America and Canada. I've dipped my toes into the sport in previous years, but never really sort of fully immersed myself in it. But I've been the last week or so doing my research on it, learning a bit about the teams, how they were formed and stuff. So there probably will be mistakes in this one, as I'm still new and still learning a lot about the game and the players and the league. It's always a sport that I've been intrigued by. I had some games back in the day as well. It's fun. I've always liked it. I struggle to keep up with the puck at times, but I've heard that's quite common for people that haven't grown up watching it. As I said, I've dipped my toes in the past with it. I kind of want to get into it. I think it's an exciting sport. It's got a rich history as well, which I'm still learning about. And this one is ranking all 32 NHL teams' logos. Now, some will have changed over the years. I'm just going with the current logos for the upcoming season as far as I'm aware. So let's get into it. In at number 32, rock bottom. I believe these used to be the Arizona Coyotes, and that is Utah Hockey Club. As you can see from the picture, it's very bland. There's not a lot going on with it. I quite like the colours, but the design of it itself is literally a circle with some text in it and a bit of colour for background. I think it's very poor in design and boring and bland, hence why I've got it in last place. So Utah Hockey Club 32. And at 31, this could be a controversial one. I like their colours, but I'm not a fan of the logo itself, and that's the Vancouver Canucks. As I said, I really like their colours for their jerseys, but I don't actually like the actual logo for the team. So I had to factor that in to my ranking. Had the logo been better and if I liked it more, it definitely would have been higher up, because I do like the colours of the jerseys and the team. Unfortunate, but I'm just not a massive fan of that logo with the orca and the letter. I don't know why, but it just doesn't work for me. So Vancouver Canucks in at number 31. Part of the research as well, and wanting to get into it, is to have a team to pick as well. I remember the Anaheim Mighty Ducks movies when I was younger, but I'm doing it, coming into this with a level thought process, trying to give every team a fair level playing field. It's exciting as well, researching it, to not even know who I'm going to have as my team yet. In at number 30, I've gone for the Winnipeg Jets. Again, the logo itself, I just think it's a bit plain. It's a bit bland. The colours are not brilliant for me. There's not a lot going on with it. I'm just, compared to a lot of the others in this list, I just think it's pretty lazy. The white, red and the silver and the blue. I mean, there's different colours in there, but I think the design of it is just lackluster. So, yeah, I don't really like it. Winnipeg Jets in at 30. The Florida Panthers, I actually prefer their old logo with that leaping panther. They've now gone for this kind of more corporate looking, almost like a MLS badge. I'm just not a fan of it. It's definitely not the worst on the list, but as you can see, it's very low down. I prefer the old logo. The colours are okay. The jerseys and that, I think, are okay for the colours, but I don't like the badge. I don't think that they should have modernised it in that way. So Florida Panthers in at number 29. 28, Columbus Blue Jackets. This one to me looks a little bit like it could almost be the Patriots. I just think, I don't know, I feel like there's a little bit too much going on with it. I think that it's got too much detail, and I don't know, I feel like they've just tried too hard with it. So not a massive fan of it. Don't really like the colours of the jerseys either. So yeah, Columbus Blue Jackets 28. 27 is the newest team in the league, and that is the Seattle Kraken. They used to draw this S, very similar anyway, a way someone taught me when I was younger, and you get that sort of shape S. So I think it's very simple, but it's kind of effective, more so than the ones I've got below it. But I just think it's a bit simple as well. The red bit for the eye makes it look a bit more kind of threatening, I guess. But new team, we have to wait and see what comes from them. Yeah, I do like the colours of their jerseys, but I think the badge I think the logo itself could have been a lot more imaginative. I know it kind of fits with the name, but I just feel like they could have done more. So Seattle Kraken, okay, but nothing great, 27. 26, I've gone for the Buffalo Sabres. It could maybe be slightly better. Maybe if that circle wasn't around it. I don't really know what I'd do to kind of make this logo better than it is. I just don't think it works that great. I think the circle maybe could be removed. Maybe the swords could be a bit smaller. I don't know, maybe to put a bit more detail in the buffalo itself, but I'm not a massive fan of it. I don't mind the colours, but the design again, it doesn't really work for me. So Buffalo Sabres 26. Number 25, I've gone with the New Jersey Devils. Now, probably controversial. I know a lot of people would have this probably even in their top 5. I think it's okay, but for me, that's it. The colours aren't horrendous. It kind of works, but I think it's a little bit simple. I quite like the devil horns and the tail, but I don't know. There's something about it that I just don't really like and never have. So, yeah. For me, it's okay, but I don't really get the hype around it that it gets. So, 25th place for me. 24th, I've gone for the Montreal Canadiens. Canadiens. It looks more like a baseball logo for me. It's simple. I think it works. I know it works with the history as well with them, the oldest team in the league, but the founding team as well. But I don't like the French ties to it. The colours are okay, but for me it looks more like a baseball logo, and it's a little bit simple. So 24th place for me. 23rd place, I've gone for the Colorado Avalanche. I think I prefer their old logo, but this one, it's got a good design. It's kind of cartoony. I quite like the colours, but I just think the ones I've got above it are a lot better than it. So it's not the worst. I think I'd prefer it if it had... I don't really like the burgundy on it, if I'm honest. I think if it was a lighter red, maybe I'd prefer it a bit more. But for me... it's okay, but that's about it. 22, I've gone for the Philadelphia Flyers, probably another controversial one. I've watched a documentary on them recently about like them in the 70s, which I really liked in some of their players, but again, I quite like orange and black and white as in just the colours themselves, but I don't really like the logo. I know it's got a fond place in most people's minds, but for me, I think there's too much black on it. Yeah, I think the others are better that I've got above it. So I'm not mad at people that like it. It's not the worst for me. But again, for me, it's just preference, isn't it? And for me, it doesn't really work as much as the others. So the ones I have above it. Philadelphia Flyers, I like their history. The Bullies, but for me, the logo, not a massive fan of it. 21st place, Edmonton Oilers. I do quite like that sort of dripping effect off the lettering at the bottom. And you got that sort of oil droplet above in the writing. Design aspect is very good. I'm not a massive fan of the colours. I probably would prefer it without that white a bit around it as well, behind the lettering. I'm not really sure, but it's not my favourite, obviously. I do like the drip effect and the oil above it, but for me, it's a little bit plain. Oilers, 21st. 20th place, we've got the Minnesota Wild, which I know will be another controversial one. I know this will probably be a lot of people's number 1. I know it works well for that type of area and being in the wild and stuff, which I've heard other people say. There is a lot going on with it, but again, for me, what lets it down is the colours. I'm not a massive fan of that dark green. Green's my favourite colour, but it's too dark for me on this. The off-white, I'm not sure about. I just think there's a little bit too much going on in that logo for me. And I'm not a massive fan of the colours, how they look on the jerseys. So Minnesota Wild, it'll be a controversial one, but it's my list. And yeah, 20th place. 19th place, I've gone with the Nashville Predators. I've heard some people say that it's a bit big in terms of the actual saber tooth bit and the jaw, which I can kind of see. But I do quite like the design of it. I do like the colours of the jerseys and the logo itself. I probably wouldn't change a ton around it. So for me, it's not the worst. It's okay, but that's about it. Nashville Predators, 19th. 18th, gone for the Carolina Hurricanes. I do quite like the logo, but I'm not a massive fan of the colours. I think if the colours were switched to something else, I'm not quite sure what, but I think I'd maybe prefer it. I do think it needs a little bit of text in there to add to it as well, because I do like a simple design for certain ones, but for this one, it's just something about it that I'm not a massive fan of. I think it is the colours, and I think it needs something added to it. Hurricanes, 18th. 17th place, I've gone for the Tampa Bay Lightning. I know they've changed theirs quite a lot over their years. Again, I feel like they could add some text like they used to have. I prefer the old logos. I liked it when it had more of a kind of grey and silver look to it as well. It works, it's simple, but I feel like they could add to it a bit like their previous ones. So Tampa Bay Lightning, 17th. 16th place, I've gone with the Washington Capitals. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of this one, but I quite like it because it's different to a lot of the others in terms of the text, the hockey stick, the puck, the 3 stars. I think it sort of ties itself in nicely, being obviously the capital in Washington of America as well. So for that reason, I think it's quite smart how they designed it. Simple but smart, and it's a bit different to some of the others. So Capitals in at 16. 15th place, I've gone with the Los Angeles Kings. This one it looks to me like it could be an NBA logo, but I quite like the silver look to it with the black. I know they've changed and played around with the colours over the years, but I do quite like it. The design of it, the shape of it. It could be mistaken for like an NBA logo perhaps, or something else, but I quite like it. So the colours, the use of the shaping, and the text and the crown on it as well, I like. So 15th place, midpoint, but pretty good. Dallas Stars in at 14th for me. I prefer their old one, Dallas writing and the green star in it. I don't hate this one. I just feel similar to the Hurricanes one. They could add a bit more to it, whether that's text or something with the design. I don't think it's terrible, but I think the older ones are better. 13th place, Las Vegas Knights, another new team into the league. I think they've done very well with their design of this. I quite like the colours of the black and gold. I don't necessarily like it as much on the jerseys, how they've sort of balanced out the different shades and colours, but on the badge itself, I quite like it. Maybe could add a bit of text, but it works anyway. Pretty good effort for a new team as well for their design. 12th place, I've gone with the Boston Bruins. Very famous logo. I think, again though, you wouldn't necessarily know it's a hockey logo unless you're a purist and been at it longer. And I know it's one of the original, but I don't think it necessarily looks like a hockey jersey. That's just me. I don't hate it though. I quite like the actual font of the B, the wheel around it, and the colours they've used. I quite like the colours on the jerseys as well. Not terrible, but not my favourite. 12th place. 11th place, I've gone with the Detroit Red Wings. I know they've never changed it. They've messed about with the colours over the years, kept that same logo. I think obviously it looks like it could be like Harley Davidson related and stuff like that, but it ties in nicely with the Detroit area, with that like mechanical side of things, and the motor industry. The wings on it definitely play into it as well. It ties in and fits nicely how they designed it to sort of blend in with a wheel. I know a lot of people would have this higher as well, and I wouldn't be mad at it, but I preferred some others. But a good effort. Detroit Red Wings in at 11. At number 10, I've gone with the New York Rangers. Very different in terms of that crest shape that they've got. I do like the colours of it. I like how it looks on the jersey as well. Maybe could have been a bit more imaginative with the design of the crest and added a few more bits in there, but I quite like it. And obviously they're a very historical team. New York Rangers in at number 10. Number 9, I've gone with the New York Islanders. I wasn't sure when I first saw this, but I do like it. I like the circular design on it, even though I haven't on some of the others. I like the fact they've got the shape of the island actually to tie in with the Islanders on the badge, on the logo itself. The white NY that ties in nicely with the hockey stick as well, and the puck. I like the colours on the jerseys as well. Yeah, good effort all round. Yeah, decent. 9th place. 8th place, I've gone with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I know a lot of people hate this design. They think it's too simple and too plain. But already, even though I've been doing my research and I'm still new to it, they're obviously a very historical team. One of the oldest teams as well. And I just quite like the design of it. The leaf itself, the writing in it, ties back to the war. I don't know what they could add to make it better, but I'm quite a fan of it already, even though it's quite simple. So the Toronto Maple Leafs in at number 8. In at number 7, I've gone with the Anaheim Ducks. They've obviously brought the old school look back to it for this upcoming season, but with a change of colour, getting rid of that sort of greenish turquoisey look they had with the white and going into that sort of more orange colour base that they've been using. It ties into Orange County as well over there. As I said, I like the Mighty Ducks movies growing up. It's probably my favourite logo in terms of when I first come across hockey. And I thought it would probably be higher up when I first started this list, but it fell where it fell in the end at 7th. I'd prefer it with the green and stuff that they used to have, but I'm just glad that they've got rid of that Ducks logo for now, because I'm not a massive fan of it. It's not the worst, but I definitely prefer the old school sort of Disney look that they had with that hockey mask. So decent attempt. I would prefer it with the green and white though, coming back, but pretty decent. 7th place. 6th place, I've gone with the Ottawa Senators. I just like it. It gives me like back in the day vibes of like Warriors and like Gladiator vibes is what I'm trying to say. I like the red, I like the black, I like the figure on it with the helmet. I know they did a 3D version, which I wasn't as much of a fan of, but I just think it's very smart. It looks good on the jerseys. I quite like the colours of the jerseys as well. Yeah, there's no bias in this either because I'm still learning all the teams. I just like the colours, the design of it, the shape of it overall. Pretty cool. 6th place. Into the top 5 then. Pittsburgh Penguins. Penguins are my favourite animal, so that sort of won me over anyway. I like the design of it with the penguin, with the hockey stick. A bit of the history I learned about them recently as well. The shape of their stadium. The colours, I really, really do like the yellow, the black and the white. Regardless of how they wear it and whether it's more white than black or reverse. I just really like it. It's a very noticeable logo as well. I've seen it over the years and it could have been higher easily. So really like it. Could have been anywhere on the top 5. Comes in at 5th for me. Number 4, the Chicago Blackhawks, which I was considering for first place at different points. I know they've had their controversial history over time. But I really like the design. It's simple, but it ties in well with that area and the history if you look into it. I love the colours on it. I know they've messed about with the colours over the years. They maybe could simplify it a little bit with taking that yellow bit out of the hair for me. And maybe some stuff off the face, but I know it ties in with the culture and the history of the Blackhawks and stuff. So I like it. I love their colours and how it looks on their jerseys. Always have. And it's very memorable for me. So 4th place. 3rd place, I've gone for the Calgary Flames. I'm a big fan of it. It's just very simple. There's not a lot going on with it, but there's enough detail with the flames coming off the back of the sea. I don't think that they've overcomplicated it. I don't think that they could add a lot more to it to improve it. So for me, very good. 3rd place. Top 2 then, I wasn't sure what way to order these because I like them pretty much evenly, but someone had to come 2nd, someone had to come 1st. San Jose Sharks coming at number 2. I love their colours, similar to the old school Anaheim Ducks. Love that sort of teal colour with a white and a black. I think it works with everything. Love it on their jerseys, how they look. Love the logo with a shark and that red triangle history that they tied into it. Obviously, he's crunching that hockey stick. I know there's a lot of banter with other fans saying that it's them choking. But yeah, I'm a fan of it. I believe, if I'm right on what I've learned of what I've been hearing from other people, that they've never won a Stanley Cup, which could tie into me, them being in the final pickings maybe when I come to decide, but I don't know for now. But I really love that logo. I know a lot of people, it would be their number 1, and it was close to being number 1. It's number 2, but very, very minor. Really like it. Love the colours. San Jose Sharks. It's in at number 2. And then number 1, if you haven't figured it out already, it's the St. Louis Blues. Tied into their history in that area in St. Louis with all the jazz. There was a guy who made a song, can't remember, I saw it yesterday, that they named it after a song called St. Louis Blues. I just love the fact that they've got the note in there for the jazz to represent the music. It's got the wings on it. I love the colour of the blue on it. I think it looks stunning on the jerseys, whether it's in the blue or the white background of it. I just love it. I don't think... I know they had text above it back in the day, which I wouldn't mind either. But I think you can have that logo on a shirt without the writing, and it's instantly recognisable. It's a lot different to a lot of the logos, I think, and ties into the history very, very uniquely in my opinion, and I love it for that reason. So yeah, I like music, but it was hard to decide between the Blues and the Sharks for number one, but I really do love that St. Louis Blues logo. Something about it really draws me in. That is it for my NHL teams logos ranking. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be patient with me if you are ice hockey fans and NHL fans in general, because I'm brand new to the sport, as I said, seriously anyway. Been in and out of it for over the years, but not a lot. I'm going to try and figure out a way to watch some games at some point, but time difference obviously here in the UK. I'm trying to catch up with like last year's playoffs. I know they're heading into the playoffs soon for this season, but I haven't even checked out this season because I've been doing my research and learning. I thought it'd be a good place to start last year's playoffs, so that's my starting point. If you can help me in the comments with any advice, how you picked your team originally, especially if you're from Europe or the UK especially, you would have been in the same boat as me at some point. But as I said, I'm really enjoying learning about the different teams and histories and players. Let me know. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. In a bit.